Good morning. It is the first Friday of the month. That means it's time for Eye on Terre Haute. That's where we sit down with Terre Haute Mayor Duke Bennett and discuss what's going on in the city. And good morning, Mayor. Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, Abby.
And let's talk about, since it is a new year, what are some of the goals and some of the things that you want to accomplish this year, 2011, in Terre Haute?
Well, the first thing we got to do is kind of make a few more tweaks to the budget. You know, we talk about this all the time, but it's kind of a continuing battle. But we're working on that right now. We're going to hit it heavy this week and next week and try to get a good, feel of what we need to do to position ourselves for the end of the year, basically. But outside of that, we really want to deal with the police station issue. That's a big deal, and I've been looking at a lot of different options. I think right now we kind of have an idea where we want to go. We're doing some analysis of some things to really nail down some costs, but it looks like we may be able to utilize the Y building in a way here for the city of Terre Haute's use, not for the police department, for the city's use, that'll free up some space in City Hall that'll allow us to move the police station in there. And so this is the first time I've really said anything publicly about it because we've been looking at it for the last month. But we'd like to use the former Y building, the Riverbank facility, as a multi-purpose facility. And I believe we can, we're looking at some local not-for-profits that would like to come in and operate part of that building, but there's a lot of extra space in that building for offices. And so we're kind of going through a process right now to get that sorted out, but it looks like we may be able to come up with something that will save the taxpayers a lot of money, accomplish that goal, and get it done this year.
When do you think that some of that stuff could start taking place?
I would say in a few months, because we really need to, we still have to get the Riverbank folks the assets have to be addressed.
There's a lot of legalities.
Right. And so we're going to go ahead and move alongside that, so we'll be prepared to act. We want to put that building back into use. And so I think multi-purpose use will be the best for the community. That way we can get the gym and the pool and those things back up and operating with a not-for-profit in there. And then the city could use part of the other side of the office space to accomplish some of the goals we need to get so we can free up some space. So I would say we'll know something more in the next few months. We'll be able to nail that down and get that out to the public exactly what we're going to do.
And what else do you have on tap?
Well, Margaret Avenue is finally going to get started from 3rd to 7th. I get that question a lot. Last 2 years we've been going through court battles basically on property, the acquirement of the property down there. We finally got that completed last year, and the project will go out to bid in March or April. We're not sure which letting month it's on, but it will be done by April at the latest, and then it'll get started in 30 to 45 days. And so the new southbound, the lanes on the south side of current Margaret Avenue will be built first, and so Margaret Avenue will stay open, and we'll open up the new part and shift over to the other part. It'll take about a year, depending on the weather, as we go through the next year, but we're finally going to get that first segment done.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that we have a beautification project on 3rd Street we're going to do from Poplar up to Cherry Street. It'll be a nice improvement. It's going to help with safety to get people across 3rd Street better. Some plantings in the middle of the street and all the light poles and traffic signals painted and some cleanup of the signage and some different things. We're working with NDOT on that, and that's going to kick off this spring, and I'm pretty excited about that project. It'll help kind of beautify that downtown area right there. We're going to continue to work on some riverfront related things. We're trying to acquire some additional property down there so we can put a trail along the river. If we can get that last little piece done and work out something with one of the property owners down there, we'll be able to start the trail planning this year to take a trail all the way from Fairbanks Park down to I-70.
Oh, wow.
It'll be a nice right along the river. We're hoping to get that funded so the work can be done in 2012, but we have to do all the legwork in 2011. So that's kind of an exciting step that we're moving forward on. There'll be a lot of other smaller street projects, paving projects, sidewalks that we're doing this year, but we're not going to tackle any new big projects until we kind of wrap up and take care and pay for some of the ones we've been working on and the ones we're going to take on in 2011.
Now, you've just kind of touched on several different topics, but every year you give a State of the City address where you go more in depth. And you were telling me before we were on camera that you're going to do that later this month?
Yeah, I always wait until I get people enough lead time, of course, to come. but I need to get all the financials done. And it
Okay.
takes a few weeks after the end of the year to get all the numbers crunched to make sure, because I want to put very accurate and timely information out. So we'll probably do it the last month or the last week of this month
Okay.
or the first week of February, depending on how we can lay it out. But we'll provide a lot of information to the public about our financial status, the projects that we will be kicking off. So we're going to start some preliminary engineering on some projects this year that I didn't touch on, but it will touch on in that time frame. Some other things, economic development related, we're looking at. And so it'll be kind of a nice, well-rounded, here's where we're at going into 2011. And I'm really excited about the year. And so I think it's going to be a good year for Terre Haute.
Wonderful. And they can ask questions as well?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming on and telling us your plan for 2011. We appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you
thanks for
so
having
much.
me.
And of course, we'll let you know when the State of the City address is, so you can go out and ask your questions and hear what's going on in Terre Haute. If you'd like to see this segment again, or you have a segment idea of your own, just go to WTHI-TV.com and click on the community page.